We have a special guest alert because today we are bringing on the Ranger himself, Daiyan Henley, to react to the Chargers' huge win in Brazil and also talk about his quarterback shutting up the haters.
You are Locked On Chargers, your daily podcast on the Los Angeles Chargers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, and welcome into the Locked On Chargers podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Wade, joined as always by my co-host, David Drogemeyer, and we've been covering the Chargers now for 10 seasons, but this is our 8th year as a host of the Locked On Chargers podcast, bringing you your team every day. Thank you to the everydayers out there for making us your first listen. If you don't want to miss big, gigantic interviews like the ones we have today, make sure to go follow or subscribe on the Locked On Chargers YouTube channel and listen wherever you get your podcast from, because we have a great one in store for you guys today, including Daiyan Henley's reaction and how the game happened on Friday night against the Chiefs and just how big of a win that is. Justin Herbert silencing all the haters and doing what Daiyan always knew he could do. And also, if the Chargers as players hate the Raiders as much as we do. But today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Here he is, Daiyan Henley. All right, guys. Well, we have a very, very special guest today, a recurring guest today, and one of the stars from the biggest win that we can remember from the Chargers coming out of that last game in Friday in Brazil. And we have Daiyan Henley back on the show, the Ranger himself. As always, you can follow him on Twitter at Daiyan_Henley11, where we got, some good info today about what happened with that little scuffle with Isaiah Pacheco, which we'll talk about. But hey, man, thank you so much for making the time for us. I think this is the first time we've ever had a Chargers player on the show, especially after like a big win like that. I mean, you must be buzzing.
No, I'm definitely buzzing. I mean, guys, you've seen it. It's one of those moments in time where you talk about it, you enjoy it. It happens early, so you kind of move on from it. But just to be here and have the moment with you guys, definitely got to share it and talk about it one more time, man. It was amazing. It was Brazil, Sao Paulo. It was electric, man, to say the least.
Yeah, man, and of course it has to mean more, right? Like you all want to test yourself against the best. I heard you on the nightcap last night, and you're like, hey, we got the Eagles circle on that schedule too. We'll have some chances this year to test ourselves against the best in the league, and I think one of the things we've talked about is just like last year, obviously you can only play the schedule that's in front of you, but it does feel like maybe the increased difficulty in the schedule this year could give you guys a better barometer, get you more playoff ready to play more playoff like teams. And not only that, go and beat those teams. But I mean, you guys had been so close to pulling it off last year. You had the doinked field goal that went in. There's just been so many close calls. You've been close, ever since you've been there. Every game is basically a one-score game. What did it feel like, though, to pull it off? What was it like in the locker room after that performance? Just because I know Chargers fans went absolutely crazy and must have been on another level after that game for the team.
You know the saying, almost doesn't count, only in horseshoes. So for us as a football team, we know that the almost and the close wins and the close calls, we take them for what they are. We appreciate them, but we want to strive for better. We want to be better than the last game. We want to have those opportunities when we can close the door, it's closed shut, and that is what it is. So like I said, we accept this win with open arms. Just want to know, obviously, but we look at it as a learning experience. We rather win and learn than lose and learn. You know what I'm saying? So we you know what I'm saying? We celebrate that, and we get into the next week and we start talking about, like I said, just moving forward and closing the door on games when we have that lead, when we have those moments, so we don't get caught up in the Justin Herbert having to go close it for us. We us as a defense, we like to be leaned on. We want that pressure. We want to be able to just end it and have it be said and done. But like it's a three-phase sport for us, special teams, offense, defense. We as a collective got it done, and the locker room was lit, live, understanding that we can celebrate this right now as long as we can, but that long time has to be short-lived so we can get on. It's an early win. We want to build this team for playoff games, as you just spoke about. We want to be able to get to those moments where it matters the most, and we get to that, that chip. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're hunting. That's what we're building. And this is a progression state. This is week 1. Now week 2 has to show our brand of football again, and even so much more than it did the first week.
But hey, couldn't get off to a much better start than that one for sure. And you had a big moment in the game too, man. You were spying Patrick Mahomes, and you were able to track him down and get off the field on the third down. He seems like one of the hardest quarterbacks to bring down. And last year, you had a shot at him in Week 14 matchup where he was able to get away. How good did that feel to be able to bring him down in a big moment?
I mean, a man on a mission. You feel me? That's what you've seen right there. And just even speaking about last year, you watch a million guys miss that tackle. I missed the tackle. It happens. It's Patrick Mahomes, and you can say his name like that because he's won Super Bowls doing that. And so just to have it an opportunity to go ahead and make that play is not about last season, it's about this season. So it's about making that play this season and moving forward because I'm going to go against other quarterbacks with that same escapability. You know what I'm saying? Even more so. I mean, there's a guy, number 5, on the Commanders that we see soon. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's guys that are elite at stretching plays. So just to be able to make the one against a guy who's of his talent, his caliber, that means a lot to me in my confidence and moving forward and in training and being better for the next situation.
It's funny with Patrick just because, like, it doesn't, like, at least from the TV broadcast, it doesn't look like he has that, like, special athleticism, right? Like, it doesn't look like he's super fast, but, like, everyone, like you said, everyone misses that tackle, which is why we wanted to bring it up because it's like, 90 times guys are missing it. You were able to bring him down because especially on third down, it just seems like he always finds a way to pull off a Houdini
just skirt right past you, man.
Yeah, man. Like, but it doesn't even look like. Also, though, like, I mean, that hit against D-Jax on the sideline, like that was pretty messed up, man. Like, I mean, obviously a bad look. One of our other shows, we have Kenyon Barner, former Eagle, running back, 3-time champion. He was just like, D-Jack, you can't get hit like that by Patrick Mahomes. What are you supposed to do? I stood up for him. I said, what are you supposed to do? I mean, if he hits him, it's 15 yards, but then he gets the shoulder lowered on him.
I'm trying to explain it. So, like, for us in our perspective, just to understand why people miss that tackle, the first thing that you must understand is that they're not trying to get hit. It's Patrick Mahomes. They're not trying to get hit.
Right.
And the person who has the ball has the most control, especially going against a defender. When you're as a defender, in order to make that tackle, you have to see nothing but the person. You have to just go turn him into a running back. Pull him into he's a running back now. It's something we speak and preach heavily when it comes to Mahomes. He's a running back. The thing is, when they miss that tackle, you see things like the mirror hand. They go up, they try to make sure he don't throw the ball because Mahomes has shown he just did it on 4th down where he's falling and he tosses the ball. It's not just the end of a play type of guy.
Right.
So that's where you get those guys who are going and they slow down just a little bit and then he jukes you because you thought you had him, but he has another thing in store. So that's why a lot of people miss those tackles. And then going to the sideline approach, man. You want to protect these QBs as a referee. So us as a defender, we're also thinking, how do we not get that FedEx box? We just, guide him out of bounds, but then when a guy decides to dip his shoulder last second, they're playing with the rules as well. But I don't think they get penalized for that. They don't get penalized for that. So it's kind of hard to just, to gauge those moments because I've seen that same play not be a lower shoulder. I've seen that same play from Mahomes be, I'm not going out of bounds, juke move, I'm down the sideline now. I've literally seen him do that. So it's kind of hard to gauge those moments. If they're committed to out of bounds, then commit to it. You know what I'm saying? Don't tiptoe, don't play. That leaves the defender in a sketchy situation.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And that's what's so hard. I mean, I felt so bad for G-Jack on that one because it's like if he hits him, it probably is 15 yards, and it's such a tough spot to put him in. Yeah. But like we talked a lot about Patrick Mahomes, we haven't talked about the guy you guys have leading you who had his own big moments on Friday night. And we were sitting here doing this same kind of show before the season, just talking about how hard it was because it's like you see this dude every day. I've watched every game of his career. You know how special he is. And then you have the guys out there, some certain, social media analysts who just want to get out there who obviously don't watch every game, but send these narratives around. And I know you guys must see some of that. And I know that it must even be tougher for you guys because of how much you've seen of him. But how cool was it for you guys to kind of watch Herbert finish the game like that on his own terms, like be that dude in a big moment at the end of the game to seal the win for you guys?
I mean,
we have more great stuff to get into with Daiyan Henley, like Tier Tart's big slap, and also him potentially leading the league in interceptions and more in today's Locked On Chargers podcast. The NFL season is here, and FanDuel is making sure you're ready for kickoff with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. I love using FanDuel because it fits however you like to bet, player props, building a same-game parlay, or even jumping in live as the action unfolds. I like to do that because I get a sense, and there's certain teams where, even if they get up on another team, it's not going to end well for them, and that was the Chargers for a long time, so I am an expert on that. But the odds are already out for the Chargers primetime matchup on Monday on the road against the Las Vegas Raiders, and they're currently 3-point favorites. If you think the Chargers could beat them convincingly, though, you can mess with the odds a little bit, and if you want them to win by 14 plus, you can get those odds at plus 340. So however you want to bet, you can do it with FanDuel. Are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. When the opening whistle blows on a new repair, get your crew moving forward with Supply House. Order today and see parts on your doorstep tomorrow. Over 280,000 plumbing, HVAC, and electrical items from the most trusted brands in the business. Their real-time inventory and honest lead times keep you from punting projects, while their industry-leading customer service always has your blind side covered. And if you need parts for something, you want to know if it's actually available, and you also want to know that it's going to get there on time. So if you need parts for a fast project, Supply House has next-day delivery. Talk about a game changer. And the part finder tools and 3D schematics can save you hours on jobs where every detail matters. Their Trademaster perks like priority shipping and dedicated support make the whole process much smoother. Join the free Trademaster program today and score some serious perks like priority shipping, lower prices, and dedicated support line. Visit supplyhouse.com to sign up for free and use the promo code SHNFL5 for 5% off your first order. That's supplyhouse.com. Real people, real service.
I mean, let me make a correction right here. It's not tough at all for us because we know the guy.
Right.
We know the guy. We work with the guy. We see how he is passionate about this sport, his craft, what he does on a day-to-day basis. There is nothing tough about that perspective. I think It's tougher for the guys who talk the smoke to watch him succeed. I think that may be tough because then they have to look back at what they said and be like, oh, I was wrong. All right. Not only was I wrong, but now I have to go and talk good about the guy I just talk crap about. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely tough for them. I can understand how it can be tough for them. But for us, we know what he's about. And Justin doesn't have a huge social media presence, if you guys are wondering. He doesn't really. No. So I don't know if he sees it or he doesn't see it, but it doesn't matter if he does. I'll see it and I'll talk for him if anything, because, I mean, I'm the type of guy who fights for his teammates, but not only his leader, his QB, because I was once in those shoes, and I know how people can just everything good, QB, everything bad, QB. Yeah. So 10 is one heck of a guy as being level-headed, and I mean nothing but respect for the guy. He understands that we have hopefully 20-something games left, and that's what we're focused on. Forget the noise, cancel it out, and let's go win.
It's great to see it. Great to see him be able to finish that football game in the manner that he did. And that slide was pretty awesome too, to be able to finish that thing up. But one of the things that, we saw kind of come to
light. There was some aura on that slide, Dan.
Oh, no doubt.
Baseball, bro. He was, of course, he asked me if I did. I'm like, yes. I'm like, I see it. I see it. He was the leg whip. I'm like, yeah, okay.
The leg whip.
Okay.
Smooth for sure. One of the things that seemed to come to light, though, unfortunately, from that football game today, was that Isaiah Pacheco took a swing at you before the half, and you said that the ref told you, don't worry about it, we caught it, just don't retaliate, which is pretty BS, honestly, and we're kind of glad that Teair Tart got his payback. How often are you trying to get under your opponent's skin, and how much does the mental game play a part in how you're trying to attack your opponent?
The mental game is huge, and it's more of a get them before they get you mentality. And I feel like that is literally the Chiefs' mentality as well. You watch them, and they push, they shove after each play. They have something to say after each play. It's not so much their, Mahomes, but a lot of the guys around him have that type of and that ability to try to get under your skin. But we're grown men, and that doesn't really bother me. In that scene that you've seen, if you watch the clip back or watch the whole play, he pushed me after the play was gone. So I got up in his face because I'm just a man. I'm just a man. So I had some choice words. He chose to swing. if I was on my, my Oscar-winning ability, I would have did a little something. But I was so in the moment, I was just pissed
LeBron
at
James.
I was just a little pissed that he swung
from
at me.
LA.
I'm like, what's going on? Like, so now I'm like trying to figure out. And then let's fast forward a little bit. The ref sees it. He looks at me, and if you look at the mic'd up, you'll see him in my ear. He says, "Just don't retaliate." That's all you hear on the clip.
Yeah.
But in real life, he says, "We caught it. Don't worry about it. Just don't retaliate." And I'm like, okay. And then plays later, my guy, and now he's okay. So it is what it is.
Open hand.
Open hand. I don't encourage the swinging, the violence. I'll have to put that out there. Shout out Harbaugh. He's one of those guys who leads us in the right way. He would never tell us to go out there swinging on people. That's just our leader, Coach Harbaugh. Shout out Harbaugh. So I don't encourage the swinging and the punching, none of that. But, as the man, sometimes we got to be better just controlling our emotions, and that goes for both sides of the ball. I mean, come on now.
Absolutely. I mean, I think what Tier did was something a lot of fans, not only just Chargers fans, wanted to see for a while, and it is, to your point, to not retaliate, right? It is the second guy that always gets the penalty, right? And that's how it was, because if Pacheco would have done that to you, and then you push him down, now you get the 15.
You get the flag.
Then you get the 15.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, no, exactly. So, I mean, it's so hard, though, man. I mean, obviously, I've been in those situations. It's just like, in that moment, it's hard not to see red and just react. So I understand where Tier was coming from there, because he wasn't the one that started that either. He had Travis Kelce in his face doing what you're saying after the whistle. But you did also get a sack in that game, which is already as many as you had last year. You've already tied your career high in sacks. Congratulations on that. But we have talked about the pass rush being kind of potentially one of the parts of your game that was untapped and something we could see more of this year. So it was very exciting to see that. But another bold prediction we've made on this show is that we are fully confident that you will lead the NFL in interceptions in one of these years. Maybe it's this year, maybe it's one of these years coming forward. But even with the pass rush game coming along, do you see leading the league in interceptions as already one of the best coverage linebackers in the cards for you going forward?
It's definitely feasible. I mean, I'm the type of guy.
It was 3 last year. It was 3 last year was the most.
I'm the type of guy who's always going to talk about working for it. Nothing to boast or be bragging about stuff. You guys know me by now. So everything that I want for myself in this career, I'm working towards. So when you say stuff like that about leading in interceptions, I feel like that's a feasible thing to do as long as I keep working towards it. And so you definitely will see that. We talk about the sacks. I want to be the top in that. It's a lot of things that I want to be, but it's also a lot of things that I need to just keep working, progressing on. That one sack that I had last year came middle to towards end of it. Yeah. We're starting off strong, and that's just shout out my coaches for giving me the opportunities, putting me in a position. Jesse Minter, what a heck of a game plan, what a heck of a scheme. I mean, come on now, he's a genius. So just look at that. We're going off in the right direction. So that's where I'm at right now mentally, and that's where I'm trying to keep going.
Well, as we kind of switch gears here, going to look a little bit forward to next week on Monday night. For us as Charger fans, we were raised to despise the Raiders. Okay, we do not like the Raiders. Never have. They've given us plenty of reasons to hate them, like Jerry Tillery, with that late hit on Justin in 2023, and then also the 63-21 game that they always like to bring up. But even when the Raiders are bad, the next best thing that the players can do basically is to try to figure out a way to beat them. So for the Chargers and this rivalry, do the players feel that with the Raiders? Do they have that? Is it a little bit extra when you play them, or is it just like another opponent when you play the Chiefs or the Broncos?
I mean, to be real with you, it's a rivalry and it's for a reason. So obviously we do have a little bit of the despised mindset when it comes to them. So I definitely don't shy away from that. I call it what it is. We don't like them guys as far as that team goes, but we do respect our opponents the same. So you know what I'm saying? We still respect the competition. And we won't treat them or put them on this pedestal as far as, you know what I'm saying? Just due to the fact that not only is it week 2, but we have so many other opponents to face and of different calibers to say. So we want to respect everybody the same way and treat them as any team that we need to knock off. You know what I'm saying? We got to go over there and make our mark. And then all the things that they talk about, you guys, we really don't care about. That, like you said, wasn't a Harbaugh team that they blew out that game.
Right.
But then also, I don't recall them doing anything that year special.
No.
So,
this is true.
We didn't. They didn't. Let's call it a spade, and let's move on from that. What happened? This season is what's going to be talked about for the rest of this year. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and get to that week 2, man. I'm so ready to be done with that last game and on to this game. It's just I'm focused. I'm ready.
We have more to get into with Daiyan Henley, including how confident he is in Troy Dye to take the place of Denzel Perryman while he is out, and also what it meant to him to get his first win as a captain, and more on today's Locked On Chargers podcast. Mazda crafts cars for those who do more than simply move. Mazda delivers confidence with every ride, with more IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus awards than anyone else as of August 2025. From footwork to breathwork, athletes sweat all the details. Mazda brings this same intention to how we craft every model. I mean, that is one of the things that has really stood out under Jim Harbaugh, as just the attention to detail of this team has set them apart. And that's what sets Mazda apart as well. You can feel Japanese craftsmanship in every detail, from the metallic accents to available Napa leather upholstery. You can make every drive feel like anything but. From smooth handling to intuitive controls, with all-wheel drive standard in every crossover SUV, you can drive with confidence through almost any season. Like our players, we sweat every detail because when you make every move count, impossible becomes irrelevant. Mazda, move and be moved. Oh, for sure. And that's how you kind of have to be. And that's the funniest part of, Raiders fans, obviously, on social media and stuff, bringing up the 63-21 game as if that didn't kind of get the ball rolling on Brandon Staley being out the door, Jim Harbaugh coming to Los Angeles, and Daiyan Henley being the starting linebacker in Wing 1 in 2024. But that's the thing, is the reason you bring up 63-21, because if you look back to 2024, there wasn't really much to say from the Raiders fans because there were no wins for the Raiders. So unfortunately, in that last game, though, Denzel Perryman obviously injured, someone I'm sure that you're pretty close with early in the game. Might have to miss some time, but Denzel wasn't there in your rookie year, and he seems like he's just the best dude to have around in the locker room. Seems just like one of those guys. But what have you been able to learn from the 10-year vet?
I mean, just understanding that, one, he's one heck of a dude. Being around him all the time, he's a genuine human being. Just a genuine heck of a father. I could go on and on about what type of man he is, because a lot of people don't get to see that. They just see Denzel Perryman, the football player. So to have an injury like this strike him on the field, it's kind of tough, man. Just to know that he was just hurt in our last playoff game and he didn't get to finish that with us. And then he does all the right things to get back on the field, to be here for us. And then he goes down with someone lands on him, you know what I'm saying? And he hurts, he gets hurt. Yeah. So I'm saying, it's just stuff that you can't call for. And he's been having he had a heck of OTAs, a heck of a camp, and he's already going through stuff on and off the field. So he just has to figure it out. And he did everything he needed to do to be where he was. And so we just looking at him as he's going to be a warrior. He bounces back. He's going to be back with us pretty soon around here. And like I said, one heck of a guy, man, a player, father, all of those things encompassed is Denzel Perryman.
Denzel Perryman is one of my favorite players of all time because
San Diego
of the
Charger
velocity and the ferocity that he plays the linebacker position. Yes, one of the true stopping power linebackers in the NFL. When he hits you, you get to the ground. But obviously, it's always next man up, Dan, as you know. So with Denzel probably set to miss a little bit of time, seems like Troy Dye will probably be the guy that's going to be next to you, starting the next several games. How has that chemistry with Troy grown since the beginning of last year, and how confident are you that you guys can keep things rolling with him starting next to you on the field?
Unfortunately that Denzel it's been hurt.
Of course.
But due to those past injuries, I've also gotten to play games with Troy. So I speak about that saying, unfortunately, because he got hurt, but I say, due to that, I've been able to be on the field with Troy, Baltimore, Falcons, the list goes on, and countless times in practice. Yeah. We already have that chemistry built. It should be no drop off whatsoever. Troy's one heck of a guy, athlete. I mean, a dog on that field. I mean, you guys seen him smoke Mahomes twice.
Yep.
I know you
loved it.
Full pursuit. And then if you take a look at him and drop in pass coverage, I mean, he's an athlete. He's downfield. He's like 6'4", and he's flying. So, I mean, there should be no drop-off whatsoever. Troy Dye is ready, and then that just goes for our whole room. We have a bunch of guys. I mean, Navarro Bowman is our linebacker coach. You know what I'm saying? Like what he's doing for me, he's doing for all of us. This is not just like he's taking bits and passing them to just one player. So it should be no drop off. I mean, I feel like that's what the NFL should be, right? You know, we're all in the NFL for a reason. It should never really be a drop off, but it's just how it goes. But shout out to Troy, he's going to be ready.
Yeah, man, and it's cool for someone like Troy, who was kind of a career special teamer before he got to Los Angeles, to kind of be able to get out there and show what he can do. Because, I mean, it does suck for Denzel, obviously one of our favorite guys. He'll be back at some point, but also a cool opportunity for Troy Dye. But to your point, I mean, Marlo Wax doesn't make the 53-man roster on accident. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are obviously well coached. It's so nice to look at a linebacker room as deep as the linebacker room is right now, just because it's not something, you know, we've covered the team for 10 years. It's not something that is a given, right? Like, you have been a revelation already. Like, your performance last year, I mean, we've talked about it, was the best linebacker performance that we've seen from a Chargers player in 7, 8, 9 years. So super cool to see those other guys, you know, be able to come in and hold the rope, so to speak, and not have that drop off, and just be able to kind of lock in with what you guys are doing defensively. And I think that Jesse Minter guy is just fine. You know, he's okay, kind of run of the mill. Hey man, I'm trying to see that dude stick around, brother. I mean, he's gonna get his head coaching shot, man. He'll get there, right? But I think just fine. You know, whatever. No, but one of the things, man, that it was super cool for us to get to see was you just talk about getting your first win as a captain. Like, I could tell it meant something to you, and it's just been awesome for us to kind of see you grow into who you are today, knowing how things started for you, and the fact that you should have been on the field as a rookie and you weren't, and you kept your head down. You put in the work to have that moment, to have your team select you to be one of the 6 captains on this team. Like, what was that moment like when you found that out? And then obviously you can go and get your first win.
Just a beautiful moment for me mentally, spiritually, just so much going on in the world right now. And when I'm able to speak certain things into existence, is because I put the work and effort into doing it. And this one is one of those things where it really doesn't matter how much work I put into it, because I still have to be chosen and selected by others. Like, the opportunity has to be given. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could go out there every day and do something for 24 hours, let's say the whole day, and work, and somebody can still say no. But by committee and selection of my teammates, they chose me to be a part of, be a captain. And so that's where it's special and it's meaningful to me, because I have guys who are backing me. And that's where I just appreciate my teammates. I shout out to them for just giving me the opportunity. And like you spoke about, I was once upon a time sitting and just waiting for my moment. But I also had the thoughts and the process of getting there in my mind as well. So to be able to get to this moment, shout out not only the team, but the organization. You feel me? Maybe they could have vetoed it. Like, you know what? Don't think he's ready. So, but shout out them. And of course, I got to share that with you guys, with OFAM. So I won one, but I want so many more. So let's celebrate the second one as a captain, and the third one, and so forth and so forth. Come on, man. One is not enough. One is not enough. One is not enough, man. Come on. I get that far, and I get to that, you know what I'm saying, that pinnacle, Super Bowl champ in this first year as a captain. I don't know what I'd do with myself. Where we going, guys? You know what I'm saying? Where are we going?
We're following you, man. I mean, you tell me.
Hey, I got the truck. All of it. Let's go. Let's go. Wherever, into the sunset, guys. But yeah, I say all that to say, man, is never satisfied. The C and being a captain is beautiful, but not satisfied yet.
Yeah, it's awesome. I still remember when Derwin came into the league and Melvin Ingram was on the Chargers at that point, their old edge rusher, and I remember at one of his first press conferences, they were talking about Derwin's leadership, and he was just like, I'll let him know when he's a leader enough, to be a leader on this team, even though Derwin was just so vocal. And it was just like 2 weeks later, he's like, you know what? Yeah, the dude can do it. And I just feel like I always kind of saw that with you, where it was just, it always felt like a matter of time, but it does feel like you kind of are that perfect, glue guy. Seems disrespectful because it seems like that's usually kind of like a rotational player, but it just feels like you're the glue guy where you just know if you need to keep it light and say the joke that's going to kind of, alleviate some stress from everyone and be in that moment, you can do that. But if you have to kind of turn it on and be that captain and hold somebody accountable for something, you can be that guy as well, which is, I think, what you're always looking for when you're trying to pick a captain and where, captains really kind of earn, their credit in this league and earn that place in the locker room, which is a special thing. But Daiyan, super exciting, man, to see what you're going to continue to do this season. Obviously, it's one game after another. The work still has to come right now, but we are looking very much forward to what we always thought was going to happen, baby, which is Daiyan Henley Pro Bowl, Daiyan Henley All Pro. I see it in the cards, man. You put in the work, and we can't wait to see it all play out this year.
Still working for it, man. Still working for it, and I look forward to making you guys proud, because we as an organization appreciate the things you guys do. Just I would say unbiased, but who cares? A biased opinion in our court. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I'm saying? Just a group of guys and a fan base of just support, because that keeps us going. So everything that we do out there in that field is not for nothing. Not only we won it ourselves, we know you guys won it. So that just goes for this long season. You know what I'm saying? Just stick with us. You know how football is. There's ups and there's downs, but we all have the same mindset, the same goal throughout this whole season.
All right, man. Well, you know what the deal is. Pro Bowl, All Pro, either one of those happen, you have to come back on the show. I think you'll make that deal.
I'll make the deal. I'm fighting for it. I'm working for it. So I'll make the deal with it.
Maybe even, of course. Well, that's a deal. You guys heard it. He admitted to it. He agreed to it. So we will be seeing Daiyan Henley again for the fourth time on the Locked On Chargers podcast pretty soon here. But Daiyan, thank you so much for your time, man. We continue to, so excited to watch what you're able to do this season, and can't wait to have you back on.
And let's do it, man. Appreciate you guys.
Another special thank you to Daiyan Henley, and you guys heard him. He agreed to it. All Pro Bowl, All Pro. He's got to come back on the show, and we can't wait for it. But make sure you guys are back here tomorrow when I chop it up with your boy Q, because it is crossover Thursday before we get to Fan Mail Friday, since it is a Monday night football game, a late Monday night football game at that. But we're very excited about this matchup. There's nothing better than beating the Las Vegas Raiders, and we hope the Chargers can do that this week. But to make sure you don't miss it, and to make sure you don't miss big interviews like the one today, shout out to our guest booker extraordinaire, David Drogemeyer, for getting this done, especially during the season, getting a player in season like that after a big win, something we've never been able to do before. But to make sure you never miss the show, go subscribe or follow for free on the Locked On Chargers YouTube channel, and listen wherever you get your podcasts from. And also follow the show every day on all of our social media. And so you can hit us up for Fan Mail Friday this week at Locked On LAC on Twitter, at Locked On Chargers on Instagram, and our Locked On Chargers Facebook page. You can also call in and leave a 30-second Chargers voicemail at 323-524-7924. But how much fun was that? Daiyan Henley. Make sure you're back here tomorrow for the crossover with me and your boy Q. But until then, guys, take it easy and go Bolts.